Hope everybody's doing good. You almost at the halfway point.
Almost made it. Hey, I wanted to know, obviously you brought Kyron here because you thought he was a good player. How much more do you know about him, understand him, after seeing him under fire for you for most of us?
Yeah, that's a good question. Kyron, some guys are a little tougher to get to know. They're just quiet. And that's Kyron to a degree. You know, he earned respect from me initially, just the way he practiced and went about his business. But he's earned respect from his teammates. He's opened up. He's become a leader. He's got great relationships. It started with Ali and the wideouts, and it grew from there. But this was a tremendous opportunity for him, one that he deserved, and I think it's going to help him be a better quarterback.
How much more two-way communication is there with you and him, Tyler and him, because he knows what you expect, you know what he can do? How much enhances that?
It's especially with the quarterback. It's the more and at the deeper level that you can get to know your players, it's just that's impactful for your team. And it's interesting. These position coaches know their players individually better than I do in most cases, but nobody knows the whole team like I know the whole team. And that's a fun part of the job. It really is. But these are, it was a tough decision. Who are we going to take to the ACC Media Days? Couldn't say that in year one or two, and not a knock, but just we had more guys that had the production, had the maturity, and were deserving, and would represent us well. And I hate that we couldn't bring more of them.
And is Kyron, is he a guy who has the football IQ to be impactful when it comes to game planning, designing the offense? Does he join in that, or is he more a guy that you guys put it together, teach it to him?
I don't know that he's there yet. He's growing that direction. His football IQ is really coming. I think he's comfortable with suggestions and ideas that really make sense to him. He's a very genuine guy. He's not going to pretend to know something he doesn't. But he's also, we've got a relationship with Coach Bowen, Coach Chris, myself, where he feels like he can say what's on his mind, which I want that for our guys, especially at that position.
Hey, Coach, if you could compare, obviously the expectations are high now for the program and the team. Could you compare it to that time when you were here back in the early days?
I don't think you can compare that yet. That's the expectations that we want, the standards that we want. Those were high times. You talk just year after year of competing for 9, 10, 11 wins and for the championship game, and just, that's what you want for Virginia Tech. To me, that's what's right for Tech. That's who we can be. We're just still a work in progress to get there. But we can take another, really healthy step that direction by going out and having a good year, a really good year.
A difference with the team after the close of the year last year, a different personality here in the offseason?
I mean, there obviously is a level of excitement. There's a level of confidence. That's probably been the biggest difference. They wanted to believe last offseason. This season, there's this offseason, there's more reason to believe. But I tell you, they've stayed humble. There's been no signs of complacency. That's a mature group to me.
Coach, last year obviously some ups and some downs, but obviously finishing on a positive note. Is there anything personally, on the coaching front, that you want to do differently coming into this year to get the team off to a good start?
Yeah, I think we have to be proactive in a lot of areas. One that jumps out is just we got a West Coast trip. How do we do this? What is going to be the most beneficial way for us to travel out to play Stanford and position our guys to play well? You have a Friday night game at Miami. You have a Thursday night game. Like, the time and effort into making sure, it all matters to me. All the little things matter in our preparation. So those are some big things that can impact our team, not just in one game, but potentially the next week. There's things like that we obviously, the sports science is a big piece of it today. I'm in constant daily contact with our sports science staff. about what was yesterday's practice like. Did we hit the volume we wanted? What were the top speeds? How much explosive movement? Who do we need to modify? Are there too many guys to modify? I need to modify the practice. All of that comes into play. So, you're always trying to make the best decisions, even on the small things to help our team.
Along those lines, you feel like you learned something from last year? I remember we had these conversations where in terms of tinkering things, pre-game, post-game. In that regard, you feel like you learned things?
Yeah, we're in a better place that way. We have a much better plan for preseason camp than we had last year.